welcome here back to this amazing channel. My name is Kibiro254. Actually, I used to use JK Sparta, and my friends around me, they told me JK Sparta is hard to pronounce, but Sparta is an English word meaning splash. So people proposed for me to use Kibiro254. And I've got some other new suggestions to use Kibiro254 Nyabohanse. And today, guys, in the room, I've got a new visitor, an international visitor. He's just paid a visit to the village, and we want to have a chat with him. He want to tell us, he want to share with us the experience that he's experienced for the short time that he's been in the village here, for the time he's been in the African continent, in the Black Land, right? Yeah. So
maybe just sorry, let's go over here because you're going into the light. You don't want to go into the light. The light is you want the light to go like that, no?
All right.
Maybe it can be there.
Yeah, because now if you sit here, you can move this. Sorry, you see now I think it's better, no? Because you're not in the light. Yeah.
So he just given me a correction not to call him Mr. Alex, but I don't know why I'm used to that. I like calling people Mr.
My friends call me Alec. That's my name.
Yeah, but I like using Mr. because even my brothers, I don't call them with their names, just Mr. and they do respond. So welcome to this amazing YouTube channel. It's a young channel, still growing up, and it's my pleasure having you in this channel, you know.
Yeah, sure. It's my pleasure to be here in Nyabohanse with all the young aspiring YouTubers. And it's cool how people here, you know, they found this way through YouTube to you know, try to make a decent living and everything. You know, in a village there's not that many opportunities, economic opportunities. So I'm glad to be here.
Okay, actually Nyabohanse is a small village in terms of miles, but in terms of popularity, Nyabohanse is a big city. In Kenya, actually in East Africa, Nyabohanse is a big city.
How many people live here?
I don't have the approximate figure, but it's in terms of famous. It's somehow famous compared to other villages in Africa, and all this because of Marcos is the one who mentored people to start up YouTube channels. Yeah, and like I wanna say Marwa is a grandpa to me in terms of YouTube. Was mentored by his son in terms of YouTube. That's Yake01. He's the one who inspired me to start up my YouTube channel. That's why I began by saying it's a small YouTube channel, still growing up, and it's coming up at a good rate. Yeah. So maybe if I want to ask you, how do you feel being in Africa? Maybe it might be your first time being in Kenya.
Yeah, it's my first time in Kenya. I was in Ethiopia before I came to Kenya, so that preceded. And before I was in Egypt and Morocco. But we talked about that. You know, it's a little bit different in North Africa, where you have this Arab or Muslim culture. It's different than a place like Kenya, Ethiopia. You know, even though Morocco is not exactly Arab because they have Berber, Amazigh people there, but you know, it's different than Sub-Saharan Africa. It's different. So yeah, I mean, look, it's been an adventure. It's great. When you travel the world a lot, as I have, so you know, every place you go, you kind of learn to make yourself at home, and you see some stuff that are similar and some stuff that are different. You know, some stuff that are similar is you know, the world, it's not as dangerous, it's scary places some people think it is, you know. Like you go places, and even in poor neighborhoods in developing countries, in African countries, and people are friendly and nice, you know, it's not a problem. So I just say that Kenya, it's a very welcoming place. People are very friendly, nice. It's quite safe, I feel. I never felt like I was under any threat. And there's some places also that are very well developed in Nairobi. Like the center of Nairobi, it looks very nice, you know, it's very clean, it's very developed. Then of course you can go other places and it will be more basic. But that's kind of like what it's like in Africa, also in Ethiopia. There's some places that are very developed and some places that are very basic. So there are some people who are still left behind in the attempt to kind of like, you know, build a more better life for themselves, like have better conditions.
All right, thank you for that. And in terms of culture, have you faced challenges with the African culture compared to your culture in Israel?
No, because I like again because I'm an experienced traveler. I'm adapted to going places and kind of getting to know the people and understanding their perspective of things. You know, like I have. If you're a person who never left your country, right? And you're not a YouTuber who meets other international people, right? You grew up in a small town somewhere in any country, even in a country like the US. I met a lot of Americans. They grew up in a small town. They barely left that place. They never left the country, and then they go to other countries and they don't know what to do with themselves and they don't understand anything how things work. But when you're traveling a lot, like myself, then it's a lot easier to adapt to, different places, people who, they have different religions, speak different languages, look different than you. But it's okay. You just you know how to immerse yourself in the place. And Kenya, it's like especially when you're in the bigger cities, places like Mombasa and Nairobi. So it's kind of not that difficult a place to adapt to. People speak English, so you can communicate easily. And you have a lot in common with them. Basically, like for anyone, if you travel to another country, you'll see that you probably have a lot in common with those people from those countries. You're not so different from them; they're not so different from you.
Okay, if I got you right, I have heard you saying that you've got experience in traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if I may ask you, what inspired you to start this journey of traveling from one point to the other?
Yeah, I mean, I was always a person who loved to travel. I've been in a lot of countries. I was traveling a lot before I was a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And then I worked as a journalist for 5 years. When I was in Israel, I worked in TV, in the news. And there was like a lot of creativity there that you could do when you're doing TV reports. That's kind of like a vlog, right? You go to somewhere, you tell a story and everything, but you're kind of working for somebody else and you have limitations on what you can do and when you can do and so forth. So like that, to be able to bring that creativity where you're the master of yourself and you can do whatever you want, and combine that with traveling, seeing places, experiences, then I think it's a very cool thing to try out. So I quit my job and I started traveling, making YouTube videos to try and see how it goes. If I don't make enough money from it, then I told myself, okay, I have my whole life to go back and work in an office like everyone does, so that's it.
So if I may compare being a YouTuber and being a journalist is somehow similar because you always talk with the camera, you do communicate with the people. Maybe if I may ask, what inspired you not to be a journalist, not to retain your job as a journalist and venture into YouTube?
Well, also journalism can be more stressful and deal with less pleasant subjects. War, politics, things like that. It's cool when you get to make videos about subjects that are more might be, I don't know, lighter, funner, more intriguing to you. And yeah, also I lost a little bit of faith in journalism. I don't know if anyone here is watching who, they talk about the fake news and the I don't think like the journalists are bad people trying to mislead you necessarily. Some are, but just in general, the rise of social media, independent vloggers, and things like that has really changed the face of journalism, and kind of a point where people don't necessarily look to journalists anymore and journalism anymore so much. So I felt like I wasn't really that happy with what I was doing. I didn't feel like it was making that big a difference in the world. And actually, I feel like now I am able to make a big impact on people with a lot of the things that I do. So yeah.
Alright. So maybe if I want to ask, what's the experience on YouTube? How do you feel? Do you come across new friends? Is the rate of meeting new friends higher compared to when you are at the journalism situation, or maybe even ask such a question?
Meeting your friends,
getting new friends from new regions.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, when you travel, you make a lot of friends, right? You meet a lot of people. You kind of have to. Like, if you want a good vlogger, is supposed to be friendly and meet people and stuff. The problem, though, with a travel vlogger is that because you're moving around, you meet those people, but then you leave them behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you have them on social media and you talk and everything, but it's not the same as when you're back home and you have the people and you're actually seeing the circle of people, the same people over and over again. So on the one hand, you're meeting new people with new experiences, but you're missing a bit like your family, your friends, everything. It's like a lonely journey sometimes to be a traveler.
So on YouTube, what specifically do you major on? Maybe do you check out on different cultures or just lifestyle in the village, comparison lifestyle in the village and the towns or life in other countries?
Yeah, I do a lot of things. I actually like to weave in history into my vlogs. So when I go to various countries, I like to go to historic places in the cities and so forth, and then kind of take you through a journey where it's your parallel is my personal journey of going places, meeting people, all the things of travel that happen in travel with the explanations of the place and the history, so you learn something. So instead of being a professor, on a board saying this and this happened, this was, you actually show it, and you also show what it's like today and what it's like to be there today. So I think some of my best vlogs were kind of vlogs that were like that, where I kind of combined some type of journey story of myself going somewhere or so forth, and also taking you on a historic journey along the way. I think that makes me unique, because most vloggers don't really do that. Most vloggers, they go to countries, they just do the usual stuff: markets, scams, bus and train rides, and they don't really dig into the culture and the history so much. And I try to do that a little bit more.
All right, and you'll bear with me. I'm questioning you a lot, but you'll just bear with me and we move on. Maybe with everything, we've got challenges and advantages. Maybe what are kind of the challenges that you came across being a YouTuber, majoring on traveling from one point to the other?
Yeah, no, I think one of the big challenges is to be consistent and to keep pumping out videos, because I think I have like high expectations of myself. Like, I'm really trying to look for unique stories and angles to do, and sometimes you just have to go and film something, even if you don't have a great idea or you're not in a place that's that interesting, has something great, you still need to go and make a video. Like, you should. So that's been a challenge for me sometimes, to find the motivation and the energy to go out and make a video when I didn't feel like doing it. So you got to keep going, keep making videos, keep trying. And yeah, the other challenge, at least as a travel vlogger, is the loneliness that you have, that I talk about. That it can hit you, where all of a sudden you miss people, that your friends and your family and stuff like that, and as much as you meet people along the way and they host you and they can be incredible, that feeling of you're kind of like you're the outsider where you go, this can be rough.
Okay, maybe with the other question, if I may ask, what are the measures that you're trying to put to overcome these challenges, maybe somehow to overcome them and to cope with them?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of learned from talking to people and from my own experience that it's possible to make more videos. I used to be very hard on myself, like every video has to be a perfect, amazing video, and now I kind of let myself just put out a video and see how it goes, even if it's whatever. And so let's just be easier on yourself as far as what you're creating. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be so amazingly edited. It doesn't have to be the most amazing subject. Just go make a video, and if people are liking you and following you, they'll still watch it. So that's kind of part of that. And yeah, as far as like to be a long-term travel vlogger, I'm gonna have to be home a little bit more often. I can't be like.
Yeah, so Mr. Lake, you shared with us some of the challenges, and you told us the measures you're trying to put on the ground to overcome them. Maybe if I may ask again, maybe what is the experience that you've gained that you maybe earlier you hadn't gained in journalism, maybe the new experience in this YouTube field?
Well, I think you improve your ability to interact with people. That's crucial, because in journalism everything's a bit more staged. So you put the camera on, you connect the microphone, and in vlogging it's like you're walking around, people yelling at you, and the kids are grabbing you. And, the kids adopted me today. Some kids in the village, they took me and they adopted Muzungo and they took him. So it's like that kind of thing. It's being spontaneous and interacting with people, being in the moment, less preparation. You should prepare a video, like you should sometimes plan a bit what you want to do. But in vlogging, a lot of it is about being spontaneous and being able to interact with people in the moment, like recognize that something is happening, and that's what people love to watch, vlogs. That's why people prefer vlogs, some people over journalism, because in journalism it feels very staged.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's a vlog, it feels more authentic, it's really what is your experience.
So the difference is in journalism you have to be staged, and with the vlog you are flexible to move the camera and check the video.
To a certain extent, you can also good journalism, and I've had in situations where, I have a cameraman with me, so I'm not my own cameraman, right? A vlogger, I have my own camera.
Yeah.
When I was a journalist, I had a cameraman, and things are happening, and you can also adapt. There's a protest, there's something happening, you move the camera, you go, you talk to this person. So there is that as well. When you are in the field, right? There are things like that, but just the vlogging gives you more flexibility to capture those moments.
Yeah.
And those are sometimes the things that go viral. What are the things that go viral on each and every often? It's like those moments that you can't stage, that you can't prepare when they happen. And also another thing about being a vlogger is that people feel more comfortable around you because your camera is small and you're one person. As soon as you're a journalist and you have a big microphone like this, right? And then there's a cameraman with a big camera and you stick the microphone in front of someone, they feel very uncomfortable. It feels very, you're on stage now. Whereas in a vlog, people feel more comfortable and you're able again to catch better moments, more interesting moments than you would as a journalist often.
Right, so guys, here we're in Africa, in Nyabohanse village. So maybe I want to ask my visitor today, maybe what inspired him to pay a visit to Nyabohanse. We've got many villages in Africa, in Kenya, but he was inspired to, he was having an interest to pay a visit at Nyabohanse village. As I said earlier, Nyabohanse is a small village in terms of miles, but it's well known worldwide. Yeah, maybe Mr. Alec, you want to tell us maybe what inspired you to pay a visit at Nyabohanse?
Yeah, well, basically the recommendation I got from my friend Coco Girl, who some of you might know.
Yeah.
She's a big vlogger, especially here in Africa and Kenya. She had quite a lot of viral videos here.
Yeah.
She told me the village is, you'll get to see some like life in the village, what it looks like. And also you will meet cool YouTubers who can collaborate with you and you can do cool stuff together. So I was like, okay, let's go. I didn't think about it that much. Like I wasn't, sometimes when you're vlogging, you're traveling, you just have to make the decision, right? Okay, I'm going there, and I was like, I'm going, and yeah, she put me in touch with Gake, and he's also, so I have someone to host me, so I have that taken care of, and then it's just like, great, let's go for it.
So guys, keep tuned, you'll see that that man by the name Gake who is hosting our visitor today. Yeah. So the other thing, maybe how long have you been at Nyabohanse village?
Yeah, well, we just arrived this morning, basically.
So you've been around for around 10 hours?
Yeah. I arrived 5 a.m., took a nap with the bus, the night bus, and then boom, we started walking around doing videos. So yeah.
For the time that you've been within Nyabohanse, how have you found it? Is it that friendly, people are friendly with you, or maybe is the climate friendly with you?
Yeah, it's nice. Look, it's nice and chill climate. It's not hot, not cold. Very fun to walk around. People are very friendly, and also people are very camera friendly, which is not true everywhere. I've traveled in places where if you stick out a camera, everyone's like, no, don't film here. People don't like being filmed here because there's so many YouTubers here. They don't mind. They're used to it. So that also makes life easy. You can film, and you don't have to worry about people getting upset that you're filming, and people. And I understand that also. Some people, they want their privacy. They don't want to be filmed. It's their right in the end of the day. But some people, they overreact a little bit. It's like, you're just with the camera, you're filming yourself, not even them, and they're in the background, and they start getting all angry. That can be a challenging thing as a vlogger, right? The issue of people, places to film, not getting in trouble with authorities, filming things you're not supposed to film, that kind of thing. It's happened to me before, so when you don't have those troubles, life is easier.
Fine, maybe if I may ask you, as we are almost winding up with our talk today, maybe what can you advise those people maybe who are out of Africa, they've never been to Africa? What can you advise them in terms of paying a visit to Africa, Kenya, to be specifically in Nyabohanse village? What may you tell them for the short time that you've been around?
Yeah, go for it. Like, don't be scared. There's a lot of people say how dangerous it is to go anywhere, not necessarily Kenya, a lot of countries. My mom, every place I go, she's like, oh, it's dangerous, don't go there. No, I heard it's dangerous, and nothing ever happens to me. So don't. If you want to go somewhere, then you should go. Use common sense. Read before. Do your research about what to do, what not to do, how to behave, and just use common sense. Stay to the correct places. Don't go to the places you're not supposed to go. And yeah, and you'll be fine. So I would just say, don't overthink it too much.
Yeah.
Most places in the world you can visit, and you'll be fine.
All right. And you've just talked of your mom, and the question just popped out in my mind. When you told your family that you are quitting from journalism and venturing into YouTube, what were their views towards that quitting?
They weren't very happy. It's like, why you have this career and this, and they don't. It's hard for people to see the potential in being a travel. I mean, I'm trying to be beyond a YouTuber. Like, I want to be a travel blogger who also does a bunch of other things. Like, I don't think you can only make money from YouTube. So I have a bunch of other things I want to do as well.
Hello.
So let's say be a travel blogger, vlogger, content creator. And but yeah, they've warmed to it over time more. They've seen some of the great work I've done, and they've said we're really proud of the stories you've told. Also, I've been able to increase my income as I've gone along, so I'll be able to fund it more. So, I think generally my family's quite supportive of me, of whatever it is I want to do. But they also look out for me, and and some of those questions I have as well for myself, like, how am I really going to make enough money out of this? Not just to travel, but to like have a house at home, family, things like that. It requires a lot more money than just being a backpacker in Kenya. So yeah, those are things I have to figure out how to solve as well.
So you mean now they have adapted to it, that you made a decision that you want to drop journalism and venture into YouTube and be a traveler?
But I feel like a travel blogger is kind of a journalist in some ways.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of vlogs that have ventured into journalism in one way or another, and some of my videos have been kind of like that as well. So it's like I'm journalism still part of me, and it's something I want to, like I said, incorporate into my whole persona as a creator, is also do journalism and travel vlogs and opinion pieces and like a bunch of other things, and that way kind of be a creator but my own man, and not just like working for someone else and doing everything they tell me, but I can be my own person.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe I want to say we want to hold it at that point, and I want to say thank you so much for being in my vlog.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Maybe you forgot to introduce yourself. I can't remember you.
Yeah.
Introduction.
So Alec, my name, and my channel is called Insightful Nomad, because I try to give you some interesting insights about the places that I travel to. A nomad, of course, is a person who moves around. So Insightful Nomad, that's my YouTube, my Instagram. So you can go check out the channel, my videos, not just from Kenya, other places as well. And that's it. Yeah.
So maybe before we wind up our video, maybe the guy who is hosting you, he wanna tell us something.
Okay, yeah. So here we have Gake here with us.
Yeah,
guys.
Sam Gake.
Yeah, so my name is Gake, and guys, for watching this for the first time, have you subscribed? Hit that subscription button to this amazing channel. He's upcoming YouTuber. So guys, your support, your subscription, your like, your comment is highly appreciated. So guys, I'm the co-host of my visit over here, all the way from Israel. We met up in Nairobi, whereby he was connected, or we were connected by Coco Girl, and then here we go, guys. So guys, subscribe, like, and watch the video to the end. More are going to come.
So Mr. Gaki, if I want to ask you a question before we end up our video, what's the new experience having an international visitor from outside the continent? The culture is totally different. For the short time that you've been together, what's the feeling maybe?
Actually, let me say, for me, is something which I have come across with it, because he is not the first one coming across, because I was working, guys, I'm the former manager of Ayamara, a content creator from East Africa, Kenya. So I was working with him there at Villa Medellin, whereby we received a lot of international visitors. So for me, like, I see like it's like normal. For me, I see it's like normal. Yeah.
Maybe people do differ in terms of characters, in terms of culture. Maybe what's new? Maybe you must have something new that you've learned that you've never experienced before from our brother here.
Actually, let me say, for him, is loving. For example, the last time which we are at the markets, he interacted with the kids. You see, and that's the one thing which I've loved about him. So guys, let me say that we have not, today is the first day, and we're going to get and adapt some more and more interesting things. So guys, here we go. Actually, I think the battery of the GoPro guys is actually is about to shut down because it's overheated. So guys, I think we're gonna end this amazing
We're gonna
video.
end up the
Before
video.
the before the camera goes, we go.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Keep
you.
supporting.
Yeah.
That's Kibiro 254.
Yeah, for sure, guys.
Thank you.